You've probably heard of Roth or traditional IRAs, but have you heard about the other two? Keep watching to learn everything you need to know about the 4 types of IRAs and how to choose the best one for you. Hey, I'm Britt, co-founder of Dow Janes, and today I'm talking all about retirement accounts and how to choose the right one for you. If you want more videos on how to save, invest, and make the most of your money, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our future videos. All right, today we are talking about IRAs. IRAs exist to help you save money for retirement while saving money on taxes. To put it simply, you put money into an IRA, you invest it, and then you take the money out when you're ready to retire. And each type of IRA offers you a different type of tax exemption or tax benefit. In some cases, there are penalties if you withdraw your money before age 59 and a half, so you have to pay attention to the rules. Depending on your retirement goal and your journey, one might be better for you than the other. Now, before I go into the details of the 4 types of IRAs, I want to reiterate the importance of starting to save for retirement early. I don't want you to get stuck in analysis paralysis during this video. Just pick one and start saving, because the sooner you get started, the more time your money has to grow and the more money you will have in retirement. So without further ado, here are the 4 main types of IRAs. Let's start with the Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is the most flexible type of retirement account. With a Roth IRA, you pay taxes on the money before you put it in this type of account. And because of that, you're allowed to withdraw the money you've contributed without penalty. However, just because you can take it out, it doesn't mean you should. Ideally, you would keep it in the account and invested so you can benefit from compound interest over the long term. But it does have the flexibility of you being allowed to take it out, which is different from the other types of IRAs. With a Roth, each year you're allowed to invest a certain amount into it. In 2021, the limit is $6,000 if you're under 50 and $7,000 if you're over 50. There are also limits that the government puts on Roth IRAs as well. If you make more than a certain amount of money, you're not allowed to invest in a Roth. In 2021, your adjusted gross income can't be more than $140K if you're single and $208K if you're married. So ideally, you want to contribute as much as you can to your Roth IRA before you start earning so much money that you aren't eligible anymore. Okay, the best part about a Roth IRA, after you make your contributions and you invest them, then you just let the money sit there and grow and compound over the years. And then when you turn 59 and a half, you can take all of the money out, including all of the growth. So after you've invested it, that money is going to grow on its own. So you get to take all of your initial contributions plus the growth out, and you don't have to pay a single dollar of taxes on it. That is why we love Roth IRAs. So take advantage of them. If you qualify, if you're under that income level, then definitely contribute the maximum amount to your Roth IRA. One important thing to note is that you can take the money you've contributed to a Roth IRA out anytime without penalty, as I mentioned, which makes it kind of like a savings account. But you want to be really careful because you can only take out what you've contributed without paying a fee. If you try to take out all of it, both what you've contributed and the gains you've made before your contribution, then you'll have to pay a fee. So be careful if you are planning to take any withdrawals. There are always exceptions to rules, and in this case are a few exceptions if you if you want to take money out of your Roth IRA. You can avoid paying taxes and fees if you're using it for the government-approved types of exceptions. So this would be a first-time home purchase, education expenses, paying for a birth or adoption, if you become disabled or pass away, or if you need to pay for a medical expense or health insurance if you're unemployed. So there's much more flexibility with a Roth IRA, which is why so many people love them. Next, we're gonna talk about a traditional IRA. So traditional and Roth IRAs are complete opposites in some ways and similar in others. So unlike a Roth, with a traditional IRA, you contribute pre-tax money, which means you don't pay taxes on the amount you're putting in. Instead, you have to pay taxes when you withdraw the money from your traditional IRA in retirement. When you withdraw the money in retirement, the amount that you will pay in taxes will depend on your tax rate in that year that you take out the money. So ideally, you want to be smart about it and take your traditional IRA withdrawals once you've stopped earning income. The benefit of contributing to a traditional IRA is that you can get a tax deduction for your contribution. So for example, if your income was $150K and you contributed $6,000 to your traditional IRA, your new adjusted gross income is 150 minus 6, so 144,000. So that's the new amount that you're now paying taxes on. Quick note, if you have access to a retirement plan at work, you may not be able to deduct all of your IRA contributions on your taxes, but good thing to talk to an accountant about. Okay, unlike a Roth IRA, there are no income limits for a traditional IRA, meaning it doesn't matter how much money you make, you can always contribute to a traditional IRA. But like a Roth, there is a limit as to how much you can deposit into your traditional IRA each year, and it's the same amount as the Roth. $6,000 if you're under 50 or $7,000 if you're over 50 in 2021. These do change each year, so you'll want to look it up for the tax year that you're in. Other important note, if you plan to contribute to both a Roth and a traditional in the same year, your combined contributions cannot be more than the total limit. So you can't contribute 6K to your Roth and 6K to your traditional. You'd have to do 3 and 3 or more if you're over 50. Similar to a Roth, you are allowed to take your money out of a traditional IRA after you turn 59 and a half. If you take it out sooner than that, you'll have to pay a 10% penalty fee, and the amount you will take out will be added to your gross income and you'll have to pay income tax on it. So in general, with retirement accounts, the best move is to leave it invested until retirement. Of course, there are exceptions if you need to take the money out to pay for some qualified expense. There are exceptions where you don't need to pay the penalty if you do that. If you are planning to do that, I'd recommend talking with a financial advisor and or an accountant before you do it, because it might not make the most financial sense. Okay, that was Roth and traditional, and now we're on to the 2 IRAs you might not have heard of before, but are really important to know about. The first is a rollover IRA. This allows you to move funds from an old retirement account into a new rollover account without paying taxes or early withdrawal penalties. The most likely scenario for using a rollover account is if you had an employer-sponsored 401k and you don't work for that employer anymore. In that case, you'll probably want to roll it over into a new account that you have more control over than your employer-sponsored 401k. The reason for this is that typically the fees that you end up paying to have your 401k at your employer are higher, and the options for what you can invest in are more limited. If you are planning to do this, make sure you talk to your brokerage firm about the specific steps involved. You want to make sure you follow the rules to a T to avoid getting stuck paying any fees in the case of a rollover. Okay, finally, the last type is a SEP IRA. A SEP IRA stands for Simplified Employee Pension, and it's a great retirement account for self-employed or small business owners. Just like a traditional, contributions are tax deductible now, meaning you get that break on your taxes now, and then you pay taxes at withdrawal when you take the money out during retirement. So a SEP IRA is great because the contribution limits are 10 times that of a traditional or a Roth IRA. For example, in 2021, you can contribute up to $58,000, which could have a significant impact lowering your tax bill. All right, those are the 4 IRAs. We have Roth IRA, traditional IRA, rollover IRA, and SEP IRA. And now on to some important questions. Should you open up an IRA if you already have a 401k? Great question. The short answer is yes. It's very common to have both types of accounts, especially if you're trying to maximize your retirement savings or minimize your tax burden. So if you have access to an employer-sponsored retirement account like a 401k, you want to see if your employer matches your contributions. If they do, make sure you deposit enough money to get that match. It's free money, definitely take advantage of it. After you meet the money to match, then you want to contribute the rest of your contributions to your IRA and max that out. Then you can go back to your 401k and max that out after you've maxed out your IRA. I know this is a bit complicated with the back and forth. The idea here is that we're trying to minimize your fees and maximize your returns. So that is the general standard rule, but of course you can do whatever you want. Okay, on to the final question. How do I open an IRA? It's super easy. You can do it in less than 10 minutes and you can do it online. Just go to your favorite brokerage like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab and click the links to open up an IRA. You'll want to know ahead of time what type of IRA you're opening: Roth, traditional, rollover, or SEP. After you open the account, you'll need to transfer money into it from another account and choose your investments. One easy way to get started is by investing in index funds, which easily diversify your portfolio and can set you up for high growth with little management. Final tip, make sure you actually invest your money. That's a really important step. It's all too easy to think that once you've put your money into an IRA that it's working for you, but it's not. It's usually just sitting there unless you actually take the step to invest it. So don't forget that step after you open your IRA. And if you get stuck, you can always call your brokerage firm and ask them if your money is invested. It's worth taking that last step just to make sure that your money's benefiting from compound interest from day one. All right, I hope this helped you figure out what retirement plan is right for you so you can really enjoy those golden years. If you want to learn more about growing your money and making sure you're prepared for retirement in all the other ways besides just having the right retirement account, then check out our free masterclass, Think Like an Investor. I'll include a link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. See you next time.